Back to some political news here. U.S. leaders say Russia is one step closer to invading Ukraine after Russia rescinded its earlier commitment of pulling forces from the Ukrainian border. Basil John reports as President Joe Biden has agreed in principle to a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Good morning, Basil.
Well, good morning. And yes, the U.S. is doing whatever it can to make sure that a war does not break out in Eastern Europe. And they're doing so by focusing on diplomacy, but also preparing for the worst case scenario.
Tensions rise as U.S. leaders warn of a potential invasion by Russia into Ukraine.
Because of tensions in eastern Ukraine, tensions created by Russia and the separatist forces it backs there.
On CBS News' Face the Nation, Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the U.S. is still focused on a diplomatic solution despite the presence of at least 150,000 Russian troops on the border of Ukraine.
Until we know that the tanks are rolling, the planes are flying, and the aggression has fully begun, we're going to do everything we can to prevent it.
The White House announced that President Joe Biden agreed to meet in principle with Russian President Vladimir Putin, as long as he holds off on an attack.
What we're seeing actually happen is Mr. Putin act on certainly what looks to be very clear intentions to invade Ukraine again.
Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby promised the U.S. will act swiftly with economic sanctions if Putin pulls the trigger, despite a plea from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to enact sanctions now.
He has not conducted yet another invasion in Ukraine yet, and we still think there's time to prevent that.
The Russian ambassador to the U.S., Anatoly Antonov, emphasized that Russia will not invade.
There is no invasion. And there is no such plans. We are not threatening to anybody.
Now, Antonov promised there are no ill intentions from Russia, but U.S. intelligence warns of an attack any day. Reporting live in Washington, I'm Basil John. Hannah?
Well, Basil, we are curious, what are lawmakers saying about a potential invasion?
Well, lawmakers didn't take any action in Congress before they left for the recess, but obviously across the board, no lawmakers want an invasion to take place. It's just the main argument is when the sanctions should have gone into place. So you have senators like Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz, who says that sanctions should have already been in place. Nord Stream 2 access, which is the gas stream pipeline that flows from Russia to Germany, that should have been cut off as well. But you have other lawmakers who are siding with the president, who says that if you put those sanctions into place and you take that stuff away from Russia, then you have nothing to deter Russia in the first place. But the intention and the goal is still the same. Make sure that Russia does not invade Ukraine.
Well, there we go. We will keep a very close eye on this story. Thank you so much, Basil, reporting live from Washington, D.C.